We'll have to see what he chooses to go to deal with this. Oh, and he actually is going for that Roach Warren. Interesting choice there. So going Lair and then going the Roach for whatever reason. So let's see what's going on here. Evolution Chamber. Speed this up a little bit. And okay, so this is Idra's plan. Oh. Gonna get some roaches and punish it a little bit later. Instead, just choosing to get to Lair for whatever reason. Yeah, he's just going for roach speed. I guess that makes sense. It'll allow him to deal with any sort of stalker force. Though if he did not go Lair, he probably could have got or had roaches out a little bit sooner to deal with this. And yeah, look, that range 4 roach so good at attacking buildings without taking any damage from those cannons. So that's what makes this roach so strong against this build. And interestingly enough, he's just going to try and kill that cannon and come in here and pressure. And Idra, also note, taking that expansion at around 80-90 food. Or taking that expansion after he attacks. So that's part of Idra's plan as well. So let's pause this and talk a little bit about this game so far. So Idra's plan for dealing with Cannon Rush is pretty similar to what I do, but a little different. I mean, he has these little tweaks here that he seems to prefer. So what he does is he gets out Lings to try and deal with it, some early Lings to try and deal with it, counterattack if possible, get out that speed, and then Lair, and then go Roaches to pressure. And that's about it. That's all he's done so far. And then when he attacks, use that pressure to take a third. And looks like Idra's actually going to win at this point. So, just showing his kind of game plan worked out for him. And these are the kind of things. You don't want specific timings or anything. What you want is a general idea. You know, stabilize with Lings. Make sure you're not going to die using Lings, basically, is the idea. And then get Roaches and counterattack when you get cannons. So let's speed through the rest of this, and I'll talk a little bit about some stuff to wrap up today, and that's going to be about it for the cast. So there we go. There is the GG and Idra, showing that his roach build, or his idea to get to the roach build, works well when fighting a Forge Fast Expand. So, if you guys have learned anything today, what I wanted you guys to learn is to have a plan. And I just showed a couple plans, how they were implemented and how they succeeded today. I showed a game of myself and a game of some high-level players playing, and just showing, you know, Idra's plan to deal with a Forge Fast Expand and my plan to dealing with early gateway pressure. So, with that, I hope you guys can make your own plans and really, you know, figure out how to make them work. And one more thing I want to talk about before I do go is a little bit about how to make your own plans. So, what you can do is play some games and look at a game where something you did worked really well. And so, say for example, you're Idra, and you're looking at this game and you're saying, "Oh wow, so this worked really well. I got early cannon rush, but I stabilized, or I dealt with it by pulling a couple drones to, you know, fight it off. But at the same time, I didn't take a gas, so that allowed me to continue to get more drones and then get out some Lings to deal with it. And then once I deal with the early cannoning, I expand, and then I put down this extractor, get Ling speed, get Lair, and then get the Roach Warren with Roach speed and counterattack, and do damage and try and see if I can kill the Protoss player at this point." And then you look at kind of what's going on here, and you say, "Oh, but you know what? I have way too much gas at this point. So what can I do a little differently to fix that?" Well, I could take a few less gas geysers, you know, maybe get on 2 gas instead of 4 gas, until I'm ready to transition into something else. So, for example, Idra, instead of putting up these gas geysers, could have a couple more roaches. And that would, you know, help us plan a little bit better. And then he could say, all right, from here, when I transition to some other sort of build, it'll probably be more gas heavy. So when I say, for example, I see my opponent's going Colossus, so I put down that Spire to build Corruptors to help deal with Colossus. So what I'll do is I'll throw down the Spire, throw down 2 more gas geysers at that time, and then, you know, when the Spire finishes, I'll have the 4 gas income I need to support that. So that's just kind of how, an idea of how you can fine-tune a build, or a build idea, you know. I don't, like I said, I really, really do not think you should have like exact specific timings for stuff. You should have something happens which causes me to do something else. And so yeah, so I hope this really does help you guys. Next matchup I'm going to be talking about is going to be Zerg versus Terran. So if you guys have any replays or anything, send them to me. It'd be cool to see that. Or if you have success, if my video helps you guys, let me know. Send me some cool replays using some of the ideas that I talked about in this matchup. So with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later.